Hello there, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to SC2VN. Basically the game is about StarCraft and eSports, but it's a visual novel and I'm sick. Why am I even recording now? I should be lying in bed. Okay, let's try to get through it even despite the thing I'm sick, and let's start new game. In SC2VN you select the gender of the main character, Mach. The choice will most likely impact how he or she appears. The story differences are minor. Now select the main character. I'm actually a dude, so let's go with the dude. Begin the story as the male main character. Yes. There is a certain feeling that every StarCraft player gets before they lose. Most try to ignore it at first, as if the inevitable is just another challenge to fight through. Like their past mistakes don't count if they just try a little bit harder. It's a natural thing. To believe otherwise contradicts the hours we spent practicing. Still, every player must eventually come to terms with a defeat that they have to queue up for another game, or maybe that they flew across the world for nothing. I haven't met many players that can take a loss in stride. It's painful, it's permanent, it's proof that your best isn't always enough. Long after my elimination, I remain at the PC with a blank look in my eye. Clicked shot from my fingers as I leap from page to page. A tournament update mentions my defeat in passing, but no one acknowledges it. When my frustration fades, I'm left only with guilt. I should have practiced harder. I consider sticking around to watch the final few games, but the knot in my stomach persuades me to avoid any more stress. People are nice enough to a foreigner with the heart to attempt a Star League qualifier. But without a win, I'm just one more in a long line of losers. Hundreds spend their best years chasing the eSports dream. 1 if 50 makes it. This is for those that don't. Okay. Every game of StarCraft begins the same. Gather resources, train a worker, construct a building, rally an army, defend a base, contest the map. Turn something small into something more. This game is punishing, it's stressful, it's draining, it pulls you up and tears you down. It's not for everyone, it might not even be for me. How many more chances am I going to get? Was that my last? Oh, the feeling is back. Why am I still trying? Why can't I quit? My face rattles the desk and sends a plastic bottle onto the floor. With my chin in hand, I throw myself into the Mach reply. Open the menu, escape or right click to check the glossary. I force down a measured breath. Losing a throwaway ladder game shouldn't bother a player of my rank. Glossary. Ladder. Shorthand for online rank play, ranked from the lowest to the highest. The leagues in StarCraft 2 are bronze, gold, silver, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, and grandmaster. Grandmaster rank is awarded to the top 200 players from each region. Okay. Scout denial and my poor control of the final fight gave my opponent the edge. In retrospect, my mistakes seem obvious. I toyed with the conclusion that he was hacking before realizing that I'm just making excuses. Nope, I should have been able to win that one. Despite the Grandmaster badge next to my handle, I find myself too anxious to queue up for another game. The loss at the Victory Starlink qualifier earlier today isn't helping my mindset. I cop my tiny room with a look restless and unmotivated. Sitting alone in a dark room for extended periods of time is incredibly depressing. A fact I learned only when it became a significant part of my life. Only one thing is certain, I've got to get out of here. Evening walk is a nice thing actually. I like to go out. Okay. After double checking that my apartment's door is locked, I hustle down the stairs and onto the sidewalk. Light grows with each step towards the shining skyline. Catchy pop beats and posters of flawless models dominate street after street. Foot traffic is thick and impatient. Seoul Tower stands tall from a distant hilltop. But even the lingering excitement of life in a faraway place can dredge me out of my hopelessness. Sometimes, especially on days like this, I regret pursuing eSports. It's a thought I've had more times than I'd care to admit since coming to South Korea. Even saying that, I know that I can't keep myself from competing. It's in my nature, and truth be told, this damn game is the only thing I'm good at. What is StarCraft? Some respond to that with an explanation on its game mechanics or its storyline. There are other popular answers too, but it requires the dexterity of a pianist alongside the strategic thinking of a chess player. Maybe that's what StarCraft is to most people, but to the hundreds who carve out a living on it, StarCraft isn't such a simple thing. It's the embodiment of competition, a perfect playing field. No need for athletic games, rabid parents, tutoring tutors, or expensive summer camps. You pick up the game on your own, you learn, you improve, you work. If you're good enough, you can become a god. And if you fail, you stay a nobody. I'm not building towards a long-term career. I'm friendless in a foreign country. I'm respected by no one. And if I don't qualify for the VSL next month, I'll be back home at square one. I'll be nothing. But hey, at least I play video games all day. That would be nice to be possible. Are you completely sure you haven't forgotten anything? Do you have enough money for the cab when you land? Are you sure that the apartment got your money? Is your cell phone charged? You brought an extra charger, right? I'm fine. Please, nothing bad is going to happen. Remember, there won't be anyone to do your laundry, cook your meals, or wake you up when you're oversleep. Budget well, and you will have 2 months. I won't hear anything about the loan for the flight home. It takes effort to keep a frown from my face. I'm certain that my parents came to see me off only so that they could say they did. I've already sunk the entirety of my savings into this. Now isn't the time for second thoughts. My dad gestures towards the security line and taps his watch twice. Go on, the sooner this is over with, the better. I'll come back in one piece, son. Nothing comes when I think of how to respond, so I only nod. Without another word, my parents walk away. München, Frankfurt, London, Madrid, Copenhagen, Petersburg, Seoul. He has to make his own mistakes. I tighten my fist, pace quickening, even though I want to prove everyone who's doubted me wrong. I'm tired of losing for no one's sake but my own. With the sun long set overhead, signs wash the streets in color. I've wondered so far that the walk back to my apartment would take almost half an hour. My renewed drive to practice my craft drives my search for a place to play. It's long before I see the words I'm looking for. PC Bang. The amount of foot traffic suggests it's pretty popular internet cafe. A sign on the front window reads Golden Zone Fire. Though I've only visited them a few times, PC banks are one of the things that interested me most about Korea when I first got into StarCraft. Duking it out for champion status of neighborhood cafe is old school cool, like the type of western where a sheriff defends his turf against upstarts and outlaws. It's an ideal that's a little bit dated these days. Most StarCraft 2 competition takes place either online or in broadcast studios. I will admit, I've daydreamed of being born a decade earlier and playing the original esport, Brood War, during its rise alongside the PC Bang. A better time, or so they say online. Awesome. You don't see places like that in Poland, actually. I trundled up the stairs and passed through the doorway, immediately struck by the size of the place. There has to be at least 80 computers. The crowd is too large for an ordinary evening. There are more people than there are PCs even. I indulge my curiosity on the first person I see, a dark-haired guy observing a match of StarCraft 2 from behind someone's shoulder. Excuse me, is there an event going on? The guy turns and looks at me like I'm speaking something other than Korean. After a brief silence, he responds, "Are you new or something? How have you not heard of all-out attack?" "Yeah, I'm new, just asking." He comes and glances away for a moment. Though he doesn't apologize, he does feel mean. Golden Zone Fire holds a StarCraft 2 tournament called All Out Attack once a month. It's one of the few places you will find a decent player outside of an online cup or a Star League. Used to be a Brood War tournament, actually. Let's see. Thanks, man. Who are you here to cheer for? He only stares in response. The guy walks away with a shake of his head, mumbling something about foreigners. The back of his shirt sports the Korean Pro Gamer Association logo. Oh, he must be a Brood War fan. None of the StarCraft teams under KPGA's regulations compete in anything except the original game, Brood War. Understandably, they don't want to fracture the scene they've worked hard to build up. And that's lucky for those of us trying to keep from drowning in a game that's already deep with talent. KPGA players trained for unbelievable hours. Well, I came here to practice and now I'm presented with an excellent chance to do so if what the guy said is true. A few stairs follow me as I walk forward to put my name on the sign-up list. I must look like a tourist in over my head. I'm definitely not the first foreigner to go abroad for esports, but most come to South Korea only once they have results or fame. After playing for an hour's worth of PC time at the front desk, I settle for a station that has a mouse and keyboard similar to my setup back home. A few minutes later, I join my opponent's game lobby just in time for the start of the first round. His name isn't familiar, so I check his profile to see his ranks midway through Master League. Not bad for a casual player. He seems eager enough by the red key spamming go-go in the pre-game chat. The game gets underway once I confirm that I'm ready. Workers, minerals, Vespingas, and a command center. I start out every match with only these resources at my disposal. It's my job to turn them into something that can defeat my opponent. Generally, that means I need to build structures capable of training units for my army. My build order determines how my end of the matchup plays out. This game I've opted for a quick Hellion attack. Not only will it offer me a chance to deal some damage to my opponent, but it will also allow me to scout. But it seems I don't have much to worry about. My opponent went for a greedy build order, focusing entirely on his economy instead of his army. Unfortunately for him, the match isn't going to last long enough for that risk to pay off. My Hellions make short work of his single queen and handful of Zerglings. With his front line out of the way, I'm free to rush into his mineral line and roast his workers, denying him the resources he needs to master an army. Facing down a marine reinforcement, it's not long before my Zerg opponent types out the 2 letters GG. Easy. As soon as the victory screen displays, anxiety floats out of my body. StarCraft is tense. It isn't an exaggeration to say that there is never a moment to relax until a match is over. Bristling with confidence, I get up to check my next opponent. And it's Axel. I draw my lips in a line and let my shoulders slouch. Well, that's the end of this tournament run. Axel is one of South Korea's strongest terrain players. He's well known for his old school cred, balanced playstyle and friendly banter. He lost in the round of 8 of last season's VSL, a respectable finish, if not a high-paying one. From what I remember, Axel was a damn good Broad War player, but he was out of his prime when the sequel hit last year, so it makes sense that he switched. While I'm considering what sort of rush I should do to steal a win, I feel a tap on my shoulder and turn. So you're a foreigner! And find none other than the man himself standing there. This is a bit surreal, considering I've followed Axel's play for about as long as I've been to StarCraft. Luckily, his nonchalant manner disarms my surprise. Yeah, I think we play next round. I'm Mach, a Terran. He misses a bit before regaining his smile, likely surprised that I understood and then answered him. Yeah, I saw you won your game, not bad. It's not common to see foreigners at all-out attack. Are you on team? Nope. Trying to find one for, I'm sure you know how that goes. I grin stupidly, which Axel doesn't seem to mind. He pauses to scratch his cheek before responding. Well, good luck, don't expect another easy match. You too. I mean thanks. God damn it, at least he laughed. My stress from before is mostly gone. If I lose, big deal, I'm expected to lose. If I win, I beat Axel. I'm still chewing over which cheese I should perform before finally deciding just to play standard. I shouldn't squander the rare chance to practice against a top player. He and I banter back and forth in the pre-game lobby for a bit before the game gets underway. And how about we check out the result of this game? Actually, in the next episode, I need to take some medicines. Okay, bye.